Welcome back to Just Fantastic Craft Channel. Today we're back going to fix this ugly thing. Because my goodness, does it not do what it's supposed to be doing. First of all, the wheelbase is too short. Meaning that I can just copy this side, then delete it, and add an extender. I have a lot of extenders. So we just kinda add this. Oh, and now it's off. And it's now off with the races. Dang it. Flippity flip. Control Z to everything, and then let's fix the tail first. Rotates freely around the axis. Yes, it does. Probably. Still don't know how to use it. I need to look at some suspensions to be able to actually make something resembling a good suspension. Wait, did I just have a big brain moment? Did I or did I not? If I place this there and I put in like 2 pieces of a bearing, because this bearing will be the 2 pieces of the arm of the suspension. Then I put in a piece of this. Wait. Doesn't this need to be like one? Doesn't one of these actually need to be? What am I doing right now? I'm experimenting. That's what I'm doing. This is my channel. I can do whatever I want. That's what I have decided just now. I have decided just now that this is my channel. It always has been, but you know what I mean. This one needs to be like this. And then I need to have a piece of what you call it. So how is it supposed to bend? Where is it supposed to be absorbing the shock? So, if I load this, what does it do? It falls apart. Of course it does. Okay. Give me a second. I need to think. I need to think big smart. Which this isn't me. But if I place such a piece right there, and then it's straight, right? Yes. And then I put a piece of any connector. Where is the normal connector? Here it is. And I put this there. And I connect it with a... Wasn't one of the parts supposed to be... I'm trying to recreate the suspension from like trail makers and stuff. But that angle is weird. This angle isn't straight. Neither is this, to be honest. So what this is a 30-degree angle, right? I need a 61? And how much is this thing bent? Oh, it's a 45. I have a 15 degrees that I can't really do anything about right now. Because I don't have such good parts. But I need one of the parts to be, so I need the upper joint to be a solid one, so that the lower one can move up and down, being connected to the wheel, right? So the upper one needs to be, and I can't fix this because this is a, I can't fix it with such joints that I don't have a emergency going to the inbox. Those, I need a 45-degree curve or something. Auxiliary thruster. That's cool. Curve plates, bubbles, plates, and a grabber that is 10,000 kilometers away. Now go back. Because if I have two of these connected to this and the other way around, it makes a straight line, yes, because it is a 45-degree angle. Would this be fine to use with the two pieces? Just like so. How would this react if I have a stick? Not such a long stick. I will buy two of these. I has this stick. Oh, they won't connect because I have a third of a block too long. See, this is why you would have the other connector, the one that I decided it was useless. But then technically I would have been able to connect this piece and this piece using this. How much is a bearing? Another 160. They cannot connect. So I would technically need to have a half a piece, or this one is half a piece. This one is going to be too long. And that is why when you are doing such things and have such convoluted things that you want to do, you need all the pieces available. Right now, I do not have all the pieces available, and I am struggling a lot. Come on, rotate. Because this thing now would be too long. Wait. Wait. There is potential here. Give it a moment. I need a shorter spring. This one is a medium. Wait, those two are exactly aligned. Move this higher. Move this whole thing higher. If I make the same thing on the other side. Copy it. On the other side. What would that do? If I don't have a stable connection in between the two, I am currently doing something that is beyond my comprehension. I forget about the watering can. I am now just curious. Too long. One piece too long. This just barely not enough to reach it. Look at that gap. But that gap shouldn't be an issue for this connection, or it will, and then I don't know. These two are not connected. These two are not connected. Okay. Okay, this is weird now. Can I not make these to connect in any way, shape or form? Maybe a weird angle will help? Or I just need a half a blocky thingy. Because I almost got it with the half a blocker thingy. These are not aligned. See? How many more bendy ones can I use? Is it exactly on top of the middle? Gonna guess no. Gonna guess a hard no. It might be, but it's still a block and a half too long. So if I, let's say, I was to put this here and then I was to connect it in any way, it wouldn't connect because it isn't accurate. So what, you're telling me that I'm just lacking the pieces needed to make such a convoluted piece happen? Okay, but what if I copy it, I remove this side of it and I don't know, placed it on here. Oops, wrong connection. Nope, it's too long. I mean, that can be solved if I just use the shorter spring. Which, this one is shorter, right? What would you do now? Not connect. Of course you wouldn't. Why would you? Okay, does a plate fix it somehow? This is like half a block. But it's offset. And this is why we can't have nice things now, can we? This is why we can't have nice things. I could spend way too long on this, but I am having fun figuring out how to make something a lot more advanced than I usually am. Won't connect. Won't connect. And it's now not spaced enough. So yeah. This is all just a failed experiment. This is what I basically want. I want these two to be connected to each other, but they can't. Due to the game being annoying, they can't connect. And now this is annoying. There are a bunch of interesting pieces around here, but I do wanna know what they are and what I can make with them. I just need, like, this thing is maybe the spacer that I need. Because this, the first iteration, the very first iteration with the half a block here, would have maybe been perfect. Not half a spacer, a third of a spacer, or a quarter. Would have been the exact measurements I needed. Maybe I'm looking at it all wrong. Maybe that's the real failure that I'm reaching here. Maybe I don't need the free floating thingy, because this will give me some space to work with, I guess. Not like that. And then we can add some springs. Not you. The big long ones. Maybe this is what I need. And maybe none of this is what I need. Maybe none of this will actually help me in any way, shape or form. See how it is just not half a spacer even away? It's less than half a spacer away. So I needed a quarter of a spacer. I should have went on that mission that gave me the quarter spacer. See, they're just off with the 15 degrees that I cannot fix in any way. See how far just off they are? Look at it. If I had a tiny angle, would have been fine. If I had a tiny ball joint, would have been fine. But all the good parts are big. Hey, they do not help me. Like, look at this. Look at it. If I just had a tiny spacer, maybe it would have been good. Why did this prove to be so difficult? Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. I have managed to do nothing this episode. And this is the sad state that I am currently in. But do you know what? I think I figured out what I'm missing. And it is a tiny piece. Wait, this disc is... How big is half a spacer? Is this disc half a spacer long? Or is it a quarter spacer? Nope, half a spacer. This is half a spacer. Meaning that it's useless. Anything that is half. That's one. Let me guess, this one is half too, so it would have been... Yes, it is half. So it would have been useless anyway. Nothing lost, nothing gained. Other than a bunch of knowledge. I would say that a bunch of knowledge is actually pretty good, so... And a large disk, let me guess. Same size as a small one. Well, we tried. But alas, we don't have currently the parts necessary to make something interesting. Maybe the triangle would actually help me. Nope, it's a 45-degree one, so no, wouldn't that even that wouldn't be enough. This one is a bit different. Maybe, just maybe. We'll figure out something for next time, but for now, thank you for joining me, and have a great day.